I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah.
I hate you so much right now! I hate you so much right now!
Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well.
I hate you so much right now!
That is genuinely how I feel. Big up to Khalees and a milkshake. Fuming still. This is going to be a bit of a therapy session. What I've chosen to do as well is I went through all my comments. I do read my comments, yeah, both positive and negative. And what I wanted to do is basically I've starred a few of them, and it's time for some home truths. I think not only for the squad, I think for me personally as well. You know, some that I agree with, some that I disagree with. You know, some people I'll wholeheartedly disagree with, and then others, you know, will you know, I'll agree with and say, do you know what, you were right and I was wrong. You know, let's do that. Let's do this together. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Jesse, the car salesman, Marsh. That's just going to get absolutely done. Go through it like a dose of salt. I can't lie to you. But then there's some other stuff that we need to talk about. I hope you're doing well anyway. Listen, the final word may be back tonight. If not, it'll be Wednesday. I'm working till 11. I've tried to put holiday in for the last couple of hours so I can get back earlier and do that. If not, it'll be Wednesday. But yeah, last night was an abomination of a football result, of a performance. The squad to a man is not built for this. I think a few are, and we'll talk about that, but they're not even in the squad. Some aren't even here anymore. I've watched, listen, I'll tell you my night. Yeah, I was that pissed off last night. I walked the dogs. I went on a 3-mile walk. I didn't get back till nigh on midnight. I walked all the way to McDonald's. Drive through. Now I don't have cash in my account. I have it. I have it in my wallet. Anyway, so I walked to McDonald's. I got to McDonald's. I didn't take my fucking wallet. Fuming I was. So I had to walk all the way back home. When I got back home, I had a bowl of Cheerios. Couldn't switch off. Didn't go to sleep well about 2 a.m. I reckon, and then I woke up at 6. I've cleaned my house. I've been cleaning bits that don't even need cleaning. You know, that angry type of cleaning, just spraying shit everywhere and scrubbing like a madman. Jack says funds towards the Saturday midnight Mackies. Yeah, I'll probably need that as well, Jack. I probably will need the Saturday night midnight Mackies, because if we don't win on Saturday, you know, I mean, it's done. I think the next 3 games now are to save our season, to save our Premier League status. Can you imagine Erling Haaland against that back four? He probably will get that double hat trick. Yeah, I don't have money in my account, bro. But yeah, I mean, Haaland will get a double hat trick. Hopefully he gets 2, and then Pep says we'll take him off now, and he'll bring on the rest of the team, and we'll make it respectable, keep it down to 9 or something like that, you know. Yeah, shocking. The defending, it's not even right. Forget the skill set. Forget the quality. It's all about heart now. All about heart. And not one of them players on that pitch last night had it. Not one. Not one. Name me one person who had heart. Name me one challenge. Name me one fucking challenge that went in. Anybody? No, none. Go through them. Go through them. Show them you care. 50-50s. Aronson gets blown over by wind. I reckon if someone farts close enough to him, he falls on the floor and asks for a fucking free kick. This is where we're headed. This is where we're at. You know, Rocker and McKennie, have some bite. Have some bite. We missed Tyler Adams like you would not believe. Like you would not believe. Can't see us picking up any more points this season. Jay, we'll talk about it. Where are they coming? Where are they coming from? On the anniversary of Norman Bite Your Legs Hunter's death, not one challenge. Not one 50-50 competed for. Not one 50-50 competed for. That's all we ask. You know, against Nottingham Forest, I remember McKennie smashing into someone and I celebrated it. Celebrated it like a goal. Because we like that at Leeds. I can't speak for other clubs, but I know when tackles are going in, we love that stuff. And now, you know, yesterday, I can genuinely not remember one challenge going in. You? It's times like this, I wish Jesse was in the dressing room, sending them out like Trojans again. Sending them out like Trojans, getting red cards. I'd have rather that. I'd have rather Luke Ayling smashing into Martinelli. No fight, no passion, no desire. Jay's hit the nail on the head. Forget about Rodrigo, Giancarlo. He's rubbish. He's massively outperforming his XG. He can't do the hold-up role. He couldn't trap wind, unfortunately. He can finish, yeah, but you need to create chances and get up the pitch in order to finish. That's on Javi as well. I thought it was the second coming. He's definitely not that. Sathana Raj says it's over, Joe. It's over. I don't listen. It's not over until the fat lady sings. And ultimately, there's 4 teams below us, people. 4 teams below us. And they're just as bad. They're just as bad. So we're in the business of, you know, I hate this as well when people say we shouldn't have to rely on other teams, but we do. Like, this is where we're at. Like, what do you think we are? Do you think we should be winning every game and not having to rely on other teams? Ultimately, we've left ourselves in a situation where we have to. We have to. So Southampton need to get battered by Arsenal. Leicester need to get beat by Wolves. Because all this chat as well, yeah, all this chat of we should go down and rebuild. No, don't work like that. People using Burnley as a yardstick, again, doesn't work like that. It was the same people who were telling me, look at Arteta at Arsenal when talking about Jesse. It's bullshit. It don't work like that. So these people think that we can go down and come again. Nah. You should know that don't wash. 16 years, you know, as Victor likes to tell us. You've got our owner indoors on a night game, sat with shades on, eating his bogies. This is what we're dealing with. This is the guy that's running the football club, eating his bogies. Have you seen that clip of them all when they realise the camera's on him? Rads takes his shades off, or Angus goes like that, and Victor goes, oh, like for the cameras. You 3 did it. 3 stooges, man. 3 stooges. Mental. Yeah, let him off. Must have been hungry, yeah. I'm hungry for success. I'm not going to get it while easier. Oh, man. Just raking about for some more cash that he slipped up his schnozzer, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? Mental. Nige D says, border to blame for this calamity. Total negligence and arrogance. Chances trying to act like a Premier League club. Honestly, Joe James was way better, even though he doesn't know he wasn't, bro. Let's not rewrite. I know it says Taffy, so I'm assuming you're Welsh. James is a woeful footballer. If he didn't have pace, he'd be League 1, League 2 at best. Let's not pretend. Don't do this revisionism. Don't do this rewriting of history. I understand you're Welsh and you back your guy, but Dan James is rubbish. And people go, yeah, but he scored and assisted last week. Wow. You know, big deal. Giancarlo, what was the rationale was sending them on holiday? They went to watch the tennis, bro. Like, they're allowed a life. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that notion. And they don't care like we care. They don't care like we care. It means so much more to us. We need to understand that. But you can't take away his best attribute. What's his best attribute, Taffy? Like running fast. By that logic, then, sign Usain Bolt. Get Linford Christie in. Sally Gunnell, man. We'll just fill it with Olympic athletes, bro, by that notion. Oh, man. As long as they get a paycheck, they're happy. Truth. Yeah, going down's not the answer. Agreed. Brian C says McKennie's really checked out. I don't even think he checked in. Has he checked in? Has he showed up? One game against Nottingham Forest. When you actually deep it, and I'll, you know me, I try to be as honest as I can, and I sit here and realize and know that I do get carried away. I do get carried away. And I got carried away after Nottingham Forest. But the facts are, Nottingham Forest are absolutely brutal. They haven't won in about 10 games and cannot win away from home. And we beat them 2-1. And McKennie and Rocker look good. Other than that, they have not looked good. I like Rocker, but yeah, he's been rubbish. Rubbish. Alfie says 6-1 and we get no yellow cards. Shows how much fight we have. And there's something in that as well. There's something in that, isn't there? Not one player's gone. Do you know what? I've had enough, man. I think I watched Connor this morning and he mentioned Roy Keane saying, just smash someone. Or it might have been Cagey. I think it was Cagey, actually. Just smash someone. No one's bothered. Do you know that centre-back partnership? My God. How weak do you want to be? How weak do you want to be? The fullbacks are diabolical. The midfield was non-existent. Harrison, I don't know where he is. He's gone. You know, I was bigging him up so much. Big game player. When it counts, he shows up. No, he's gone. He's checked out. He's got his money now. He's got his wage increase. Matt, we're going to talk about Liam Cooper as well. Because I even heard others saying on their stream, you know what, and I know they're not his biggest fans and don't rate him as much as I do. But I think even, you know, others were saying he should have been in last night. I said that pre-game. He should have been in over Strout. Strout was rubbish as well against Palace. He's too weak. He's too meek and too mild. Don't want to know. Him and Firpo don't work. He's always throwing his hands up in the air. And Koch ain't got an ounce of leadership to grab him and say, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Actually, Koch's just as bad. Koch blames others. I've seen it so many times yesterday. He just blames every man, except himself. They were trying to outdo each other last night on who's worse. Rick Cowgill, Rutter laughing with Liverpool players at the end. This happens in football, man. People swap shirts at half time in some games. That old school footballer's gone. Rutter was at Hoffenheim. Firmino came through Hoffenheim. There might be something in that. He might give that shirt to a family. I don't. Yeah, do it off the pitch, but I'm not gonna get too angry about that. Others will, and that's fine as well. They're entitled to that, right? Like, I'm not digging anyone out. Everyone's different. People react differently. Hannah says we need Captain Cooper, Vauber, and Willie to start. Yeah, I would start Cooper. Yeah, Vauber's got to be in there, and Nonto's got to be given his flowers and put back into the side now. If that means you have to drop Jack, no, I tell you, I'm dropping. I'm dropping Brendan Aronson. He's rubbish, or has been. You know, what's he done this season? Realistically, what's he done? He's played well against Chelsea, well against Wolves in the opening day, okay against Southampton, and then has not been there. He's not done anything since. How much did we spend on him? What's he got? 1 goal? I don't know how many assists. Aronson's rubbish. I got 1 goal from 1 yard out. And as I said, if someone farts next to him, he will fall over. Genuinely, last night, Kanate went up against him and put his hands on his back. That's it. No push anything, and he fell on the floor. But how can you expect to have fight and guile when that sort of stuff's happening? Rodrigo gets pushed off the ball far too easily and can't trap it. So again, from the front, we're already on the downward spiral. Starting from the front, because Rodrigo can't compete physically with Kanate and Van Dijk, and that's not an easy thing to do. But that's why we needed someone similar to Bamford. If Bamford's not your answer, which I don't think he is, get someone similar to him. Keep mentioning his name, Victor Gyökeres. But instead, we went and bought a £30 million striker that looks rubbish when he comes on. We can't bring like the way the loan market works. We got no recall clauses on them, but Gelhart's not the answer either. I think we blew smoke up his ass. I've blown smoke up Mellier's ass. We need to talk about it. We definitely need to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
There's so many things we need to go through. Rutter is a winger, Joe. He's not, though. He's the inside forward. Just because you've seen him scoring goals from the right and from the left, he's not. He's not a winger. He's not a winger. He's not a Sinistera. He's not a Harrison. He's not a Nonto. He's not. It's because you've seen him scoring goals, cutting in off the left and right. That's like Jesus when he picks it up on the left or picks it up from the back four. We saying he's a centre back now. You know what I mean? When Kane drops into midfield, are we saying he's a DM? No. He's just picking it up on different parts of the pitch. You know? Meslier gets away with murder because there's no competition whatsoever, says Hannah. I think there's something in that. McCord Movie says, I lay the sole blame for the state of the club to Victor Orta and Radrazani for keeping him in a job. Wish we could recall Leo Creswell and yeah, sorry, I've missed that now. Tyler would have lost heart as well had he been on the pitch. Something is going on behind the changing room door, maybe. Dan Savage makes a good point about Pascal being at left backs killed him as a centre back. No, I just think we massively overhyped the kid, and people were that quick to say Liam Cooper was rubbish that any time they see in Strauch, he was the best thing since sliced bread. I don't understand not starting Cooper last night. Genuinely don't. Why there was no leader in there. People say he's not a leader. He is. He is. He's a leader. For me, anyway, again, football's about opinions, but there's a reason why every single manager's come through this football club and made him captain. You know, there's a reason why he was, you know, he's played so much for this football club. He's a Leeds fan. You know what I mean? People have. Let's get to your comments because let's do that because I've basically gone through and read. There'll be more that are coming in and all that sort of stuff. I might have missed them, but I just wanted to go through some of your comments to show that I do listen and like I say, let's talk about some of them. Some of them are wild, some of them are on point, but let's have a look. So, let me zoom in so you can see them. I think this is the best way, yeah. So we'll start with Gordon White. We'll just work from bottom to top. We have a totally unbalanced side. This is recruitment. Again, I agree with that completely. You know, I wasn't really paying attention. I watched Connor's video this morning and he was talking about the new Barcelona winger that were close to signing and meeting with his representatives. Again, squad building. Why the feck is Victor Orta looking at wingers? Why are we doing this? How many wingers do we need? Are we Wing FC? Like, genuinely, how many wingers can you fit in an 11? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We have, right, Sinistera, Somerville, Nonto, Harrison, 4 wingers there. Why are we going out and getting more? Why? When Sam Smith makes the point in the comments, crying out for a new defence, he should be going out. Listen, I look across the league. I look at Guehi. I look at Joachim Anderson. I even look at Ben Mee at Brentford. You know, Collins at Wolves. And I was like, nah, give me Collins any day of the week. Give me Ben Mee any day of the week. Give me Tarkowski any day of the week. Connor Cody, whoever you like, because ours are an absolute joke. They're too weak. They're too lightweight. And for a team that's going to be down the bottom of the league, they need to have that doggedness about them. They need to have that fighter attitude. None of these have it. But we're going out buying wingers that come into the league that you know, struggle. And honestly, it is baffling to me. It is baffling to me what we're doing here. what he's doing. Why are we still paying this man? You know, and these wingers like Jake Shaw are schoolboys as well. They are. You're so right, mate. You know what I mean? It's not as if, yeah. I just have no answers anymore. I'm just going to quickly get something up because I just want to get rid of this notion. Just bear with me 1 second. I need to be on sofa score. Just 1 moment, folks. Just check something for everyone. Just 1 minute. I just want to get rid of this lurking notion that Gio Rutter is a winger. You've seen him cutting in from the right, cutting in from the left whilst at Hoffenheim, but he is not a winger, folks. He's a centre forward that will play at different parts of the pitch depending on where the ball is. He just likes to get involved, a bit like Bobby Firmino, you could argue. But this lurking notion that Gio Rutter is a winger needs to go. Like, why is everyone convinced that Gio Rutter is a winger? I don't know. So can we just get over that notion because you've seen him, cutting in from the right, cutting in from the left, and scoring goals? He's not a winger. But yeah, okay, that's fine. I love this from James Stones. More wings than a KFC family bucket. Exactly. Exactly, mate. Anyway, let's get back to some comments. Back down to that imbalance. To that imbalance. Right, let's go. Squawk says, clearly there is something deeper going on behind the scenes at the club. We're obviously not privy to that info. The players have given up and seem resigned to relegation. Feel sorry for the manager. No wonder nobody else wanted the job. Club is in turmoil. Facts. The club has disconnected from the fan base completely. The place is so disjointed. It's back to pre-Bielsa. It's back to pre-Bielsa. Do you remember, right, when I said, and this isn't even about if we were going to get relegated, if we were going to go down, all this sort of stuff, take that out of it. Just think about the football club at that time. And I used to say to people, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Because look at the state of the football club now. No, I'm not even talking performances on the pitch. I'm talking the disconnect. The absolute disparity between fans and board and players. Look at it. Look at the disconnect. I couldn't give a shit about any of them players on that football pitch last night. And I mean that. I hate them. Honestly.
I hate you so much right now.
I can't stand the board. I can't stand the board. I just wouldn't even want to speak to them. Do you know what I mean? If in the company. And it was beautiful, says Phil Hayes' book. And it was. And I used to say to people, be careful what you wish for. Because now look at the state of it. No, I'm not even talking performances on the pitch. If Bielsa would have took us down, we'll never know. If Jesse would have kept us up, we'll never know. I have my opinions on them, you've heard them. But the absolute disconnect and disparity now between fans, players, and owners is worse than it's ever been when he came through the door. Honestly, and that's the fact. So is it any wonder, like Squawk says, the club is in turmoil? Yeah. Is it any wonder when the owner of the football club's feasting on his bogies while wearing shades at 10 p.m. at night? Do you know what I mean? When your director of football is continuously buying reclamation projects and has-been players or players that haven't been playing well that once were decent names. Is it any wonder when the director of football is out there buying young wingers when we need a whole new defence and a striker and more midfielders? You know, I mean, to really put it into perspective, Nonto's been one of our best players this season. Shouldn't even be at the football club if it weren't for Dan James being sold, because they nearly screwed that up. Just like they nearly screwed the Harrison one up. Do you know what I mean? It was exactly the same. Dan James and the Harrison situation are near enough carbon copies. They're near enough carbon copies. The only thing is the club went, oh, we're not going to get this player. Let's bring Harrison back. Whereas James was already done. Do you know what I mean? Is it any wonder that it is in turmoil? And I agree with you in feeling sorry for the manager. Yes, he's picking the team, etc. But I just don't think it's gone, innit? It's gone. I believe there is something deeper going on behind the scenes. Maybe it's that disconnect because the board are on the way out as well. Maybe there's something in that. Maybe they can feel that within the state. You know, there's talk of them fighting. There's talk of them fighting, isn't there? Yeah. WTF now, says Terry. Exactly, mate. I wish I knew. I wish I knew, bro. Let's get back to some more of what you had to say. So Chris says the Forest game just hid over the cracks. Total crap. They hadn't even scored to a bottom 10 club. Leeds let them have 6. And the reason I wanted to talk about Chris's comments is because having listened to Connor, having listened to KG, having listened to the Square Ball and the rest of the content out there, Kate, Joe, but everybody, right? Big up to them all, because it's a tough gig when you're getting battered like this. This revisionism about Liverpool being a top side, they are absolutely abysmal this season. Absolutely abysmal. They've won 3 games on the road all season. They've conceded, they hadn't even scored against a bottom 10 club. Anyone below them in the league they'd not scored against. Anyone below them, and we've given them 6 goals. They hadn't won in 5, and we've not even made it hard for them. This is the point. I can forgive losing to Liverpool. But conceding 6, joke. Not conceded 1 goal against a team in the bottom 10 away from home. Whatever it is, whatever the stats are. But all I'm saying is people all of a sudden want to go, oh, it's Liverpool. Come on, man. Are we really going to do that? And like Jay said, they didn't even get out of second gear. Do you know how much of a piss take it was? Right? Jurgen Klopp brought on Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, and Firmino as a way of saying, just get yourself amongst the goals, lads. And then he threw Jimmy Milner on just as a bit of a charity one, because Milner gets to play at Ellen Road. But again, revisionism, all saying, oh, Liverpool, yeah, what are you complaining for? We should be getting beat anyway. This is Liverpool. Let's not forget that. No. They're rubbish. Now this is where it just gets silly. Let's talk about it. John Stevens says Jesse Marsh, 3 L's by 2+ goals this season. 1 was against City. Grazia, 5 losses by 2+ goals already. But yes, Jesse's fault. Bro, we'd won 3 games in 24. I don't care about goals conceded, etc. What does it matter when you're losing games? And has Grazia lost 5? Has Grazia lost 5? Has he lost 5? Palace, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Maybe he's talking about the Fulham one in the cup. But for me, like, if you want to try again, rewrite history and think that Jesse was the saviour, then you're off your head, John Stevens. I'm sorry. I don't care by how many goals we lose. Genuinely. Like, a loss is a loss. How many points did Jesse Marsh get for his 3 losses by 2+ goals? None. How many does Grazia get? None. And people are so stupid because Jesse got a result against Chelsea and Liverpool, but he got beat by Forest. Azorio says, I don't like how all Leeds fans blame Jesse because he's rubbish, Azorio. That's why we blame Jesse, because he is rubbish. Why can people not understand this? Jesse Marsh is a rubbish football manager. He's a rubbish football manager. This tribalism by certain American accounts coming on, wanting to say, I told you so. Do you not realize that he is rubbish? Do you know what I mean? And Hannah says Jesse was a nice guy, just didn't have a clue. I don't even think he is. He was disingenuous, if anything. But you know my feelings on him. I think he's very disingenuous. But yeah, like, you treat Jesse like, what are you going on about? No, Mark, I'm not going to get... This is why I'm here, to get... I want to get wound up. I want to get this off my chest. Do you know what I mean? I want to get this off my chest. Big up to my main man, D. Turley, always in the chat. Azorio says you were already conceding a bunch with Bielsa. Jesse is a bad manager, but the rot had already set in. Leeds got figured out after the third season. Right, okay, so Azorio, that comment's that's just wild, isn't it? Because Jesse had a full pre-season. So what, did he play the same as Bielsa? No. So how did they find him out? How did they find him out? Jesse was backed. Jesse got a lot of money. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. Big up to my main man, D. Turley. He says, Orta out there scouting another winger. Young fella from Barca. Honestly, he's taking the piss out of us at this point. Honestly think going down is the best thing that could happen to us. I don't agree with that. I agree with a lot of what D says, but going down is not the best. Going out of the Premier League is not the best. Not for me. 49ers get reduced price, parachute money, save money on relegation bonuses, save McKennie money, gut the boardroom. If it was as easy as that, then yes, but it won't be. Get rid of the signing since promotion. Creswell to lead the team with Voba. Imagine Creswell, yeah? He cares. He cares. Adams, Nonto, if we can keep him. Get a solid keeper. Get Coventry striker in. He's going to the Prem anyway. Build again from bottom up. I wish it was as easy as that. Like, you know, if we could guarantee it, yeah, I understand it, but we can't. And I don't want to go back down to that division. It's minging. It is absolutely minging. Benny C says, impressed with your knowledge of Olympic athletes. Cheers, bro. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy, I love that film. We still have a chance, although it's all riding on hope now, that belief. We have to go for it now. Our strength lies in our attack. May as well go down blazing than with a whimper. Let's see, the four below us are also garbage. And there is so much in that as well. Like, before tonight's game, Leeds United had 10 points after 5 or whatever it is. I just think they are really bad. They are really, really bad. Southampton are down. Southampton play Arsenal on Friday. That's another loss for them. I'm sorry. Leicester, look, our next 3 are absolutely massive, but I agree with what Ron's saying here. He's kind of a big deal. That the 4 below us are also garbage. You know, we're all in this notion that Sean Dyche is doing a good job at Everton. When you actually deep it, he's not. He's not. He's got 1 win in about 8. So, and I agree with Ron in the sense that we do have to go for it. Have his tactics in the last 2 to sit back and catch them on the counter. It's not suiting us. It's not suiting the players that are out there. We're going to have to go for it. We've got 3 games now that we could arguably get 3 points in each of them. Obviously, it's hard to see at this point, but it's games we should be targeting. So therefore, let's not play so defensive. Let's go out like we did against Forest and start from the off, like we did for the opening 15 minutes against Palace. But again, it's that worry of if we concede, that soft underbelly returns. That's why, for me, Cooper needs to return. Ayling needs to return. I wish we'd have never sold Click. And people call it rewriting history, revisionism from me, but they cared about the football club. And, you know, as much as you say about skill set and that, not one person on that football pitch give a shit last night. You've seen that in the performance. Not one challenge was made. No frustrations given. They rolled over and said, tickle my belly. Tickle my belly. We need bite. Maybe even throwing Archie Gray, throwing Darko JB, which I'm always dead against. But them last night were gutless, shameful. Nothing about them. Chronicle says they have no leadership. Cooper's got that. People will say, oh, it's right. Luke Ayling has got that. Luke Ayling's not been great last few weeks. I don't believe Rasmus is the answer. Javi knows that. It's more a case of it's like he's fell to fan pressure. One thing I will say for Bielsa, he would always pick them and play them back into form. Dropping Ayling wasn't the right decision. People would disagree with me. This isn't me rewriting history. I said it before, because Rasmus Christensen is not good enough. He is not good enough. And that is facts at this moment in time. And I say that is because look at how Firpo's turned out. But he was rubbish. Last night. But the thing about Ayling is, at least he cares. At least he gives us something going forward. Rasmus does neither. He can't defend and he can't go forward. And I understand, like Ravanti says, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're both not up to it. But Ayling is much better than Rasmus. He is. So to drop Luke, people will agree with the decision. I didn't. And people who watch me regularly know, because I don't think Rasmus is good. Let's get back to your comments. Bazza says Grazia is worse than Marsh. Not true by any stretch of the imagination. Some of our players are not good enough for Premier League. Fair enough. That's where tactics are more important to make up for the deficits. Hence why you should have never sacked Bielsa, because he polished turds. He has set up to get thrashed, okay, for 2 weeks in a row now. I don't know if it's setting up to get thrashed. He's coming with the game plan. You understand it up to a point, but when we concede, he needs to change it, and that's not what he's doing. His in-game management isn't great. I say it every week. Jack Harrison is complete rubbish. I mean, prior to him getting his new contract, he had 4 goals in 4 games at Ellen Road. I don't see that as being rubbish. Aronson is not good enough. Again, yeah, Aronson rubbish. The pair of them make our midfield weak. Aronson is weak. He's scared of wind, which make our CDMs look crap. I mean, the 2 double pivot were crap. Look at the stats. Why is Somerville and Nonto on the bench? Agreed. Somerville actually gave us something. Now the defence and Melier have completely lost their confidence because of all this crap. Some good points made by Bazza, some bad ones, in my opinion, because Grazia is not worse than Marsh. Tracy says, don't give up yet, Joe. Trying not to. Nick Hemphill says, confidence is low as Forest. Looking at last night at Leeds, it looks short. Exactly. And the thing is, Forest haven't won in 10. At least we've won some games. Mr. Anthrop says, something's happened behind the scenes. You can see it. It's all gone to pot. I agree. Richard Weir, these are the sort of comments that do my tits in, actually. This is why I wanted to bring this up. Did you not say we will beat Palace and maybe beat Liverpool and we will be clear? Yeah. Point? What's your point? What's your point, Richard Weir? Please tell me. It's so stupid, comments like that. Yes, I did. Right? So, are you going to, do you put, when I say we're going to beat someone and we do you also put a comment in and say, oh, you said you were going to beat them? Like, what is the fucking point in that? You've just wasted 5 minutes of your life typing that. Did you not say we will beat Palace and maybe beat Liverpool and we will be clear? Yes. And, like, what? It's mental, that. Waste of time. Waste of fingers and time. Honestly. But next time I get something right, make sure you remind me of that as well. Josh Attack says, even worse than Palace game, conceding 6 goals at home and 5 against Palace. Take off Strauch, agree. Cock and Firpo, they're all rubbish. I agree. At least change midfield as well. Javi needs to change this now. They're not ready for this Saturday. The defence is terrible. True. True. Yeah, the facts are, and this is where Grazia is hamstrung. It's because, again, it comes back to squad building. Javi Grazia said he would love to rest players. He would love to rest players and rotate, but the facts are nothing. There's nothing there to switch it to. There's nothing there to switch it to, unfortunately. Blinky Fish, big up Lisa, says, I have to agree with everything you've said, Joe. Just don't see how we pick ourselves up. We have no Raft to save us this season. Maybe Nonto's that kid, but he doesn't even get played. I hate MGH, please report him. I don't know what that means. He's a Chelsea fan as well, but he says, what a bad signing for 30 million Aronson has been. No one speaks about him. I don't understand why. You don't watch me enough then, because everyone knows I speak about this guy all the time. All the time. He's scared of wind. Gracia has lost the plot. Cooper and Nonto have to start. Agreed. He needed to make further subs than he did after Palace. Gracia is also far too late making subs during the game. Yeah, in-game management is very, very questionable for Javi Gracia. Alfie Smith says, Meslier. Meslier has been great for us at times, but I just don't think he is good enough. He just seems to let easy goals in, even if they are straight at him. I've never liked how he covers the angles, and he is so slow. I think he is not good enough, and we need a new goalkeeper next season. We need Vober and Koch also need to go. Oh, sorry, no, we need Vober back and Koch also needs to go. Our defence and keeper are our problems. Agreed. And this is where I'll hold my hands up. I have blown smoke up Mellier's arse like no tomorrow. But I look at Man United playing Nottingham Forest at the weekend. Man United had the highest XG than anyone's had at Nottingham Forest. Peppered that goal. Peppered it. Scored 2. If you watch that game, look at the saves. Look at the saves that Navas pulled off. Meslier is like a hologram at the minute. Is his head elsewhere? I don't know. His decision-making's poor. His one-on-one's really good. But the goalkeeping for the Salah second goal's abysmal. Abysmal. He needs taking out the firing line. But people who watch me regularly know I don't rate Robles. Would I make a change for Fulham? Yes. Mez needs to come out. I agree with that, and people think it's mad, but I think he needs to come out because mentally he's gone as well. It can't be good for him. He needs some time out. He has been great for us at times, but yeah, listen, I listen to a lot of content, and sometimes I scoff at people mentioning Ben Foster and all this sort of stuff. But now I think, do you know what? Yeah. Probably right. Look at Nick Pope at Burnley. But Keylor Navas, I watched that game. And yeah, he was phenomenal. I know they lost, but it was respectable. We could have lost last night and had it been respectable. But Meslier is just a bit of a hologram at the minute. Not even Klaassen Richard. He's worse than Robles. Klaassen's worse than Peacock Farrell. Christopher Klaassen won't play for Leeds United. I'm telling you that now. 11 goals conceded is not good for Meslier. Bring in the other goalkeeper. Fresh ideas, maybe. But this is the thing as well. Yeah, Damien says Navas stopped us winning at their place too. True. This is the thing at Leeds as well. Like with the squad building again, we're out here buying wingers. We need a new defence, and we could argue we need a better goalkeeper now. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's mad. Alfie says Meslier not been great. Just don't think he's good enough. I don't think we can argue with that at this moment in time. Let's get back to some of your comments. Sam Johnston at Palace, yeah, David, great shout. Saturn says, crazy UC, you feel bad for Grazia. He's setting the team up for failure. Negative tactics, just waiting to get blown away. I feel bad for Grazia because he's been parachuted into a situation that he found himself in. I don't think he has the answers. And that's why I feel bad for him. Again, that's negligence by the board by giving it a Carl Salesman. And then expecting they could just walk into any club and take the manager because they're Leeds United and they're in the Premier League. As for him setting us up negative tactics-wise, I think it worked against Brighton. Liverpool are, on the day, are a good side. He can't account for errors. If Firpo, yeah, okay, it was handball, but if Firpo can trap the ball, then we don't concede there. The stupid set piece given away by Rocker before Crystal Palace's first goal, again, error. We are error FC. All opening three goals, were all accounted to woeful errors for me. Pascal Strauch's defending for the second or the third was abysmal. I think it was the second, and then Cock did it. Cock rushed in as well. It's mad. It is madness. Despite different managers, players are not hungry. No urgency. Body language is careless. Lacking quality throughout the squad. Huge changes needed. Yeah. If we somehow stay in this division, it needs open heart surgery. X-Real Chronic says he always tried to defend them, but Christ, they were awful. Every defender except Voba needs to go. I don't think you can disagree. Tony says, Joe, all I can say is thank you for doing the watch along today. If our players gave us half of your passion, we'd be okay, but they are a disgrace. Calling them Leeds players is a joke. Fair one. Joe, get a grip, fella. Aileen Cooper and Click, laugh out loud. Now, big up Scott Lightning, regular commentator on the channel. Tell me, and the reason I've done this is because these three players care about the football club. Luke Ayling, Liam Cooper, and Matthias Click cared about this football club. Matthias Click cares about Leeds United. Matthias Click, didn't agree with TC, was bombed out on loan, said I will return. He returned and been one of our best players in the Bielsa era. Marsh promised him minutes. He missed out on the World Cup. He wasn't happy. He left. He didn't want to leave. He said he's going to come back to get these 200 appearances. Matthias Click did not want to leave. Matthias Click signed on the dotted line for bloody Dallas, wherever he is, on that night. Matthias Click last night takes someone out. I know there's more to football than that, but Matthias Click cares. Luke Ayling cares. Liam Cooper cares. And not any of them. I know Click's not our player anymore, but, I mentioned him last night because he should be for me. They care. Look at that from back to front last night. Not one player gives two shits. Do you remember when we seen Rasmus? Warrior. Do you know what? We've fallen for it again. Just like we did with Giuseppe Bellusci. Warriors. Oh, look at them. They love it. Nah. Be careful what you wish for, because in my mind now, I think about Berardi, I think about Pablo Hernandez, Matthias Click, them sort of players that cared. Two of them care in Luke Ayling and Cooper, and they're on the bench. Liam Cooper's not even been given a chance under this manager. I know I'm aware I rate him more than others, but he should have been in that. He's the club captain. He should have been in that lineup last night, especially when you consider Strauch's performance. He's got to play. He's got to play, as has Luke Ayling, because I'm sorry, Rasmus isn't even fit to wear, to lace Luke's boots. And people will disagree with me, but it's true. It's true. So when Scott says get a grip, I think I'm right in saying it. But again, football's about opinions. But Paul says, I agree with everything you said, mentioning the old guard in relation to having the passion. I get it. I would add Stuart Dallas to that list as well. Yeah, imagine if we had Stewie D. He may not be the best footballer, but at least he has passion for the clubs and the fans. He gets it. And I know a lot of people go, oh, yeah, all this. Oh, he gets it. But it matters in games like that. It matters in games like that. And like Matt says, the old guard have fight at least. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're lacking right now. And do you know one of the biggest things you need in a relegation dogfight is that fight, grit, determination, guile, caring about the fucking football club. Look at Luke Ayling after Forest in the Championship. That guy looked dead. He'd look like he'd been on a 7-day bender on sesh in someone's kitchen. He was white as a sheet. All the colour drained out of his face. And then we went on and won. So many games on the spin. They care. Not some of these who've been parachuted in. McKennie's on loan, man. He's already thinking about the summer. He only came to, get with his mates. Thinks he's better than. Just really poor. Really poor. And I think the Paul's hit the nail on the head there. Ishitar, another regular comments, says too right. Jesse haters are going to have to suck on this now. What are you on about? What are you on about? Like, Ishtar, you're a Leeds fan, right? So why are you reveling in this fact anyway? But you've said too right. Jesse haters are going to have to suck on this now and attempt to defend their hate the best they can. He's rubbish. He was rubbish. Why do you think we hate him? Is it this thing that look like Wu says Marsh was doing much better? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Leeds wanted him gone before the first game. Why? Because he was American, lazy. So lazy. No one wanted him to not do well. Why do people believe that anyone would want a manager to come through the door and fail? Why would you want that for your football club? Why would anyone in their right mind want a manager to come in and do poorly? Do poorly. No one would want that. Because guess what? You'd be in a relegation fight. You'd go down. It doesn't make sense. And when you say too right, Jesse haters are going to have to suck on this now. Suck on what? That we got beat? Like, I don't understand it. Do you think because Jesse beat Liverpool, he was going to beat them at Ellen Road? Do you know what I mean? Are we not aware that he won 3 games in like 20 odd? Are we going to do that? Madness. Madness. Al Forrest says Marsh should have been able to finish the season. Crazy. Why? Just because, we should, this is football. This is football. It's a cutthroat business. If you're not doing well, you deserve to be sacked. To say that we should have just given him a chance till the end of the season and risk our Premier League status? At least his team never quit on him. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. We all thought they were running. We all thought they were doing it. Not one person came out and said thank you to him. They quit on him. Scoring wasn't a problem with Jesse. It was goals scored against. Again, untrue. We couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. In time, he may have got the team to improve. We don't have time. This is the Premier League. But it was never given. How was he never given enough time? How was he never given enough time? That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm not a Leeds fan, but you guys, right? Mark Dunn says, I'm not a Leeds fan, but you guys play Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth next 3. You only need 4 points from them, and then 3 points from the last 4 games should be enough, which puts you on 36. That means Leicester need 4 wins from 7. That means Forest need 3 wins from 7. Both not going to happen. This is the thing. Right? There are 3 worse teams than us. 100%. I'll be doing it more leather. There are 3 worse teams than us. I don't remember Marsh giving up as many goals, Joe. What? How many? I want to know. I want someone to tell me, right, how many points Jesse got for only conceding 2. Does anybody know? If you go down, it'll be because you sacked Jesse. Craziness. Absolute lunacy, isn't it? Come on now. Adam GT40 says, I don't remember Marsh giving up as many goals. If you go down, it'll be because you sacked Jesse. Yeah, of course. Deluded 4 wins in 23 games. Tell them. And 2 of those were in the first 3 games. So there you go. He went 20 games with 1 win. But apparently, that's why we're going down, because we sacked him. Mr. Yanko says, I think you're a bit emotional right now. Agreed, I was. I do agree with you on most points, but I don't believe we have a shit team. It needs some work, but we do have some quality in there. I think they're rubbish. Who's quality in there? Let's go from back to front. Melier, question marks massively. We don't have a right back. Cox twerking for Newcastle. He can go for me in the summer. Forget his new deal. Rip it up. I don't want him signing on a new deal. Sell him. Sell him for me. Pascal Struijk isn't what we all believe he is. Liam Cooper's coming to the end anyway. Max Vober's decent. Firpo, more time. But he needs competition. A proper left back. The midfield 2 are too weak. We miss Adams. That 3 I'm okay with, but it needs adding to. Wingers, we've got 10 a penny. Victor Orta's going to get us 10 more in the summer. Don't worry about the wingers. We need a striker. Rodrigo and Bamford can both go for me. They can both go for me. It's not as good as we all think it is. I don't think it is. Let's go back. David, big up to David, says, the fact you refer to the likes of Cooper, Click and Ayling as players who would drag this team through is laughable. I'm not talking skill set here. I'm talking fight, grit, determination. They've done it before. They did it last season. They did it in the Championship. There is history that supports my claim that they've done it before. We're in this position because of having relied upon them for far too long. I agree with David's point that the squad should have been regenerated. 100% point, David. 100%, I agree with you. Wolves fan 1980 says, you beat Wolves, but we gifted you all 4 goals and you were awful then too. We still got 3 points, bro. Move in, cry more. Romario Castano. This is a wild one, this. It's safe to say that all LeedsTube YouTube content creators, except KG, nothing against KG, by the way, I'm just on about what the next part of what Romario's got to stay. And the majority of Leeds fans owe Jesse Marsh an apology. Oh, my God. We owe Jesse an apology. What the? My man got up and was smoking crack. I'm telling you. We owe him an apology, you know. Imagine, what for? For ruining the best period this club has had in decades. And we want to apologize to Jesse. For what? We were playing the best football I've ever seen. The best football I've ever seen. In the flesh, specifically. The best football. And went from that to arguably some of the worst. Now, yeah, but to say that we owe him an apology is mental. Let's hear what the lunacy continues. You could dislike the guy and think his tactics are shit, but he never suffered these kind of results or performances while in charge. I mean, please, man. Are we aware that right? Okay. So by this notion, right? Sean Dyche, Sam Allardyce. I'm just thinking of some managers, right? Are all better managers than Pep Guardiola, than Marcelo Bielsa, because when they get beat, they don't suffer big defeats. Like what? It's so poor. Losing by 10, you still get 0 points. Jesse won 3 games in 24, whatever it was. To go with this chap that because he didn't concede a lot of goals means he's a better manager is crazy. You know, anyone that could be objective could sit. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. Honestly. Anyone that could be objective could see that he'd gotten unlucky in several games. whilst being let down individually by several players. So therefore, not Jesse's fault, whatever. Not Jesse's fault, whatever. You know? Not Jesse's fault, whatever. He got unlucky. Imagine being that unlucky, people. Imagine being that unlucky. Imagine being that unlucky, though. So he got massively unlucky in several games, and he was let down by several players. Even though he said just a second ago his tactics are shit. And even though overall the players have been the issue, they still played for him, except maybe the old guard. So basically saying that the old guard tried to throw him under the bush. Again, not Jesse's fault. We owe Jesse an apology. He was unlucky in all the games that he played, even though he put out some of the worst tactics I've ever seen us play. He was let down individually by several players, but only the old guard because they were all wedded to Bielsa. That's where Mario's point. We didn't like Marsh because he's American, and we all love Bielsa, so therefore Marsh was never... Come on, it's laughable. Like Addicted to Profit says, Marsh is the reason we're in this mess. If we'd have got a competent coaching and gave him the money that Marsh got, we'd be nowhere near it. Hell, if we'd have backed Bielsa with the money that Marsh got, we'd be nowhere near it. Because say what you want about Bielsa and saying, oh, he was offered players, etc. He was offered Donny van der Beek. Where's he now? He was offered Harry Winks. Where's he now? He was offered Dele Alli. Where's he now? He was offered Ross Barkley. Where's he now? They have combined appearances of about 5 games over the last 3 seasons amongst them. He wasn't given 30 million to splash on a Rutter. He wasn't given 20-odd million to splash on an Aronson. 15 million to splash on a right back that can't defend. You know? So let's not come with that. Because if we'd have how much did they spend this summer? 180? If they'd have spent that under that manager going into the second season, do you think we'd have been in a relegation dogfight? No. I'm telling you that now for a fact. Instead, what we did is didn't give him a midfielder. You know, we were having, Forshaw's the new signing, all this guff. Like Josh says, if Bielsa was backed, and I hate to say, we'd have never been in this situation. We brought in Dan James and Junior Firpo, that's it. It's mental. It is mental. Absolutely mental. Big shout out to Leeds United. John, this is what it's all about. What a guy. I got home to Peterborough at 2 a.m. The only good thing about my trip was the away shirts are a tenner in the club shop. After 20 minutes, I said to the guy next to me, we can't beat these. How wrong was I? I am right about this. We are going down because a lot of our players don't give a feck. And I want to shout out John because that's what Leeds, you know, people travel. Alison Adams travels all the way from... you know, from Ireland and stuff. That's proper, that fan mentality to go all the way from Peterborough, you know, and coming back at 2 a.m. and to be served up that shower. It's brutal. God Struggler says, as a Wolves fan, after you beat us 2-4 at Molineux, I assumed that Leeds would survive quite easily and we'd go down. We had no fight and couldn't hit a barn door. We got a lucky point against Forest and then beat Chelsea and Brentford. The reason I've said that is because it isn't over yet, folks. You know, I know we're all fuming now. I'm still fuming now as it is. But, you know, it's not over. We might get a performance against Fulham. I have no confidence, but we might. Lowell Thompson says, that car salesman, as I like to call Jesse, beat Liverpool and Chelsea. No humility, sorry. Right, okay. Just bear with us one sec, right? I just want to... go back and check some things. Okay, so just bear with us one sec. Go right back here. Let's have a look. Right, okay. Just let me bring up this comment. So Lowell says that car salesman beat Liverpool and Chelsea. No humility. Okay, here we go. Jesse Marsh drew with Southampton 2-2. Jesse Marsh was beat by Brighton 1-0. Jesse Marsh drew with Everton 1-1. Jesse Marsh was beat by Brentford 5-2. Remember, everyone said we never got beat like this under Jesse? Beaten by Brentford 5-2. Leeds United down to 10 men drew with Aston Villa 0-0. Leeds United lost to Crystal Palace 2-1. Leeds United lost to Arsenal 1-0. Leeds United lost to Leicester City 2-0 under Jesse. Leeds United lost 3-2 at home to Fulham under Jesse. Leeds United lost to Wolves in the Carabao Cup 1-0. Leeds United lost 4-3 to Spurs in the league. Leeds United got beat 3-1 by City. Leeds United drew with Newcastle. Leeds United drew 2-2 with West Ham. Leeds United drew 2-2 with Cardiff. Leeds United got beat 2-1 by Villa. Leeds United drew 0-0 with Brentford. Leeds United lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, and then the man was sacked. What's your point? He won 2 games. Wow. Wow. Do you know what I mean? And what? It's irrelevant. He won 2 games against the top side, and everyone's like saying, oh, yeah, that's amazing. It's not amazing. No humility. Marsh was not the right guy because his tactics weren't flexible and didn't move blocks out of the box. But ignoring how much better they were under him than this, again, I don't agree. And that without Rodrigo, you had to rely on a Croc Bamford to score is just delusional. Fun to watch or not, he made them tough to beat, and now they're not. He made Leeds tough to beat. He made Leeds tough to beat. He made Leeds tough to beat. That's just lies. Actual lies there. I'm sorry, Lowell. Lies. Jack, could not disagree more about Click. Oh, Jack, I love you, mate, but this is so wrong. He left the club because he wasn't playing enough for his liking. How is that not? Mate, he was promised minutes. He missed out on the World Cup for us. He missed out on the World Cup for us, his last ever World Cup, because the manager promised him minutes. And there's a reason he didn't get signed by a Prem team and he had to go retire in America. Come on now, man. Lewis O'Brien's playing over in America. There's some good players out in America. Because he's not good enough anymore, he says. Again, I disagree. I think he's smashing it over there. No other team in the Prem is signing Cooper or Raylan. That doesn't mean anything, Jack. Just because they doesn't sign him, what does that mean? Even as bench warmers, I also didn't see much fight from Ayling for weeks, so I'm not sure who you've been watching. That's fair in your opinion, but he's better than Rasmus and will give us more fight. Jack, I don't think Click was past his best, bro. Chris Groves says, Joe, banter and trolling aside, these Liverpool stats you mentioned don't tell the whole story. This is wild. Liverpool seem to have now found their rhythm again. They do tell the whole story. They hadn't won in 5. They do tell the whole story. They hadn't won in 5, scored 3 goals away from home all season. Hadn't conceded against the bottom 10. They do tell the whole story. It's madness. It is madness. Yeah, that's why he only won 3 games in 20. Hard to beat. Exactly, Matt. This is what I'm saying. Jesse made us hard to beat, apparently, and Javi didn't. Mental. Mental. As is that comment about Liverpool being back. It's mad. Orta should resign today in embarrassment. McKennie and Rutter, truly shocking waste of 66 million. Jimmy says, Joe, some honest advice. If you hate the team, just pick back up in the summer. You'll have new players, new ownership. Everything might do you some good. I can't, mate. Unfortunately, I can't switch off from this football club. Mez focusing on a move whilst getting spanked 11-2. What a joke. So overrated. I think Formula Sonny, I think we're coming to that realisation that he may well be overrated. When you remove the bus driver, then the bus will eventually crash. If you was one of those people who called for Bielsa to be sacked, then you are part of the problem. You all get what you wanted, and I hope you're all happy. Leather, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro. And I love your picture there, which looks like Marcelo Bielsa on a wrestling figure. But I'm with you, Leather Sandos. I love you. Are we still blaming Marsh? Yes. I mean, he got us 1-2 at Anfield, but it's got to be his fault, right? See what I mean? He got a win at Anfield and they think this is amazing and everything else, it just fails in comparison. Come on. Again, 3 wins in 24. And they go, oh, but he beat Liverpool. It's Jesse's fault. We would not be in this absolute shit show if it weren't for that man. It is mental and disingenuous to say otherwise. Not one of those players deserves to wear our shirt. We're down, no passion, no pride, nothing. Devastating, says Shane Shanks. Am I with you? Doc DK79 says 0 yellow cards for Leeds. Concede 6 and don't even put a foot in to stop it. Bunch of cowards. Bang on the money, and I hope they're watching this. Joe, we lose every remaining game. Tell me I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. The whole back line is a mid-table championship standard. Can't disagree. I've never been sold on Stroud. He's always a deer in the headlights. Auto signings have been atrocious. 40 million on Rutter, 60 million for Aronson and McKennie. Best part of 40 million on Augustine. When you read the numbers, it makes you weep. Selling our best players for low fees in comparison for what Brighton demand for their best players. It's an absolute joke. He's a joke. He's a joke. Sack him off. Andrew says, where do we go from here? No heart, no passion, no pride in the shirt. Cooper may not be Premier League quality, but he plays with heart. My point entirely, Andrew. Bang on the money for me. Josh XMO, all the way from Oz, says, there's no dogs in our team apart from Tyler. Maybe Cooper and Voba, none of which are playing. The rest aren't up for it. Look at your Burnley teams of the past, etc. They had guys willing to go that extra yards. That's what we don't have. And that's everyone's comments that I've managed to do. Sorry if I didn't get to yours. Maybe we'll do that next time. I'm going to look to do this more regularly. It looks like it's gone down well. Apart from them, maybe people whose comments I've disagreed with, they might be coming back in the comments for me. Yeah, it is what it is. Pissed off, and still pissed off. That hasn't helped. Maybe tonight will. Maybe tonight will if we get the if we can get the final word popping, for sure. Nice one, Jack. And anyone who's watched it, I mean, it's probably hard not to take it personal, but yeah, football's about opinions. I have a platform to speak, you know, and I wanted to just do that because some I disagree with, others I don't. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know where we go from here, folks. Like I say, we've got we play Saturday, don't we, at 12:30? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got 4 days, peeps. 4 days, and it's an early kickoff as well. I cannot deal with Leeds United ruining my weekend. They've ruined my week. Let's not let them imagine Saturday at 12:30 and then the weekend's gone. I want to win. I want to win Saturday at 12:30, and then we're jumping straight into the watch-alongs at 3:00. Tom, I did not get my McDonald's, bro. No, unfortunately. I just went home, had some Cheerios, ate some ice cream and a packet of crisps out of the fridge and was away. Oh, man. So just a heads up as well about Saturday. So obviously Leeds play at 12:30, and then straight after that, I'll be jumping into the 3:00 because look at the games in the 3:00 kickoffs this weekend. Palace, Everton, Leicester, Wolves, Liverpool, Forest. So we're going to be focusing on these 3. So we'll go from ours. If we win there, right, and I know this is a massive if right now, but if we win, these 3 games here are massive. Liverpool should spank Forest. That's them done, yeah? Southampton have played Friday against Arsenal at the Emirates. Beat. No, my ice cream out of the freezer, packet of crisps out of the cupboard. Leicester, I just hope, get beat by Wolves. And Crystal Palace, Everton, I hope Palace continue that rich vein of form. This is what I'm saying. If we can get anything there, and these, like it's... Honestly, I've had a look. I don't know if you've seen, but the next fixtures, are just massive over the next coming weeks. Can't wait, actually, to be fair. I'm excited. I hate it, but I'm also excited. I'm excited for the content, etc., yeah? So, we might not win, Lee. We might not win. And again, it comes down to... It'll come down to teams being worse than us, because we could get beat by Fulham, right? And then Liverpool beat Forest. Palace beat Everton and Wolves beat Leicester, and we'll go, we might not have to win another game. But yeah, listen, like Andres says, it's all about being 17th. It is all about being 17th. It's all about being 17th. Give it me now. As for who's on tonight, I don't even know if I'm on tonight yet, Danny, because I don't finish till 11. I'd jump on at 11:30, but I don't think the rest, I can't expect the rest of them to. It's too late. I will ask them, but I'll probably have to do it Wednesday night. But we'll see. I've asked for a holiday, you see, to finish at 9 so I can come back and get it on then. But I'll just have to wait and see if the holiday gets approved first. I'd have put, yeah, so it probably might, you know. There was only 2 on the wait list, so we'll wait and see, innit? I'll double check now just to see if anything's changed. But yeah, please smash a like if you haven't already as well. I hadn't even asked you for that. I've been too vexed. We've only got 178. Please check it. What date is it today? 18th. 18th. There we go. Yeah, I'm number 2 on the wait list. So if any get released, I'll probably get it. But yeah, listen, I still think we might be all right, which is wild. I still think we might be all right, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Like I said, we could lose against Fulham and the rest could lose. The one team that'll worry me is Leicester because they showed us a little bit of fight. But Wolves might beat them. If Wolves beat them, that's Wolves safe, Leicester in trouble. You know what I mean? So it's massive. We've got, yeah, Palace. Palace, keep up that form, please, against Everton. And obviously Liverpool. But knowing Liverpool, they win 6-1 away and probably get beat by Forest. Why can't we be the team to do that? I don't know. But listen, thanks always for watching. We've done 1 hour and 15 minutes. I know it was supposed to be some sort of therapy. It didn't turn out to be that way. But thank you for supporting the channel as always. Love yous all and keep supporting it. And I'll see you tonight, hopefully. Yeah, I'll see you tonight, hopefully. Peace out. Love yous. No, you're not getting any tunes other than this to end us out with.